What's up, everybody? I'm Jason. This is Freeburg Garage, and we are talking about project bikes. That's right. It's kind of been one I've been wanting to talk about for since last year. I've been kind of putting my thoughts together, streaming them through my mind, kind of organizing on which way I wanted to take this. Kind of lay out a little bit of the blueprint of what I think a project bike is and what really irks me about what today's society thinks of these project bikes. What do you think you would call a project bike? Would you call it something that you would put bolt-on parts on, something you chop, slice, build up? You know, there's different forms of project bike people turn into. It's something that's not, that becomes something that it is, or whatever, vice versa you want to call it. And there's the light modifications, and that's pretty much a project bike to someone. What's small may be something large. In my opinion, I think anything that you want to essentially change in the long run is considered a project bike. Now to some, that could be a stretch. You know, putting handlebars on and exhaust. To some, yeah, that's not a build. But if you've never done it before, it is. That's why it's very elusive on which way it can go. Now, of course, you get into the heavier ones, which are taking something that it's not, and right now a big bike would be a Sportster or even a Dyna I like to see, or an FXR, but turning them into an adventure bike, because that is a very popular bike right now. Everyone wants the ADV bikes to go on-road and off-road. Gives you enough speed and comfort, but you can also have the looks like you go on an adventure here and there. The Patagonia of motorcycles. The other side of things, though, I think is really cool beyond those ADVs, are like stuff that people want to take, like choppers, well, essentially make it into a chopper, or into like a cafe racer. Cafe racers have a very close spot in my heart. I absolutely love cafe racers. I think they are one of the most stylish bikes turned into. Like, if you look up on Google and want to find cafe racer, just put it behind any word on Google of any type of motorcycle, and there's some wrench head that has designed one, and it always looks awesome. I think they look so sharp, tastefully done. Now there's an era of the cafe racer which kind of like died out around I want to say like 2014, and there's still big followings obviously out there for them, but the ones I've seen have pretty much died out around then. I haven't seen too many, or even on the road. But those are good examples of project bikes, right? Full modifications. You're essentially welding, slicing, slapping it up, putting a weld job together, and bam, project done. Now, I see a lot of these projects online, of course. That's why I mentioned the cafe where you search it, but particularly in these groups. I don't know if any of you guys are actually part of those, like Facebook groups. I'm a huge advocate of those. Like, there's a bunch for FXRs. There's Sportsters, Dynas, all around. There's like groups for everyone on there. And those groups are extremely helpful when you're trying to find stuff or you're trying to look for stuff. It's just like a honey hole where you got nowhere else. eBay's out of luck, Marketplace doesn't have it, Craigslist doesn't have it, OfferUp doesn't have it. You kind of can throw the holler out there and bam, some jack-o'-lantern's got that part that you want, but goddamn, they're going to charge you an arm and a leg for it because they know they got it and they're the only ones. Well, the other aspect of it, and what always seems to come around, is that we get people starting to, of course, build up their project bike. They're talking about it, what they want to do in set groups, and as they're doing it, you're following along, you're watching them, and after a while you start seeing that they're getting the big parts, which is exciting. You know, you've seen someone putting on the inverted front end, the top of the line Olins and Legends and all that stuff, and they're doing a frame up build, and they're starting to progress, and it's looking fantastic, and they're getting excited. They're getting you excited because you're like, hey, that's really cool. You get to do something that, you know, hey, I can't quite afford that inverted front end yet that I've always wanted to put on said bike, and now seeing you do it, this is gonna be really cool. See if I actually like it. They finally get finished with that build. They're talking about it, how cool it is and how great it rides, and then within 3 months, I'd say, bam, you get nailed with the for sale sign. Those ones being sold for goddamn $30,000 to $40,000. That drives me up the wall seeing that. I cannot believe that one, you're asking for a price of that. Let me rewind. I've seen some go as much as $60,000. $60,000. That is absolutely insane. Now, let me digress. The reason why these particular project builds, overpriced ones, just irk me and upset me because they didn't ride the damn bike long enough. They just didn't. They're selling it 3 months later, even a year later. That's not enough. How do you ride the top of the line bike? Not even a year, or even a year max, just to turn around and sell it. Now, some people say they just get bored. How do you get bored of that? I mean, are you not riding enough? There's so many roads that you probably haven't hit it with that. I think my theory of what I see in a product build, and this is all my opinion of course, this is how I designed the video for that of what I want to talk about, is because I think a project bike is something that you slowly build into, but it's never over, and that's the best part. Boredom thing, I'm just not sold on that. I just feel like you just didn't ride it and you're giving up on everyone's hopes that that truly is the best place to be and the best parts to have. And that was like the end of the rainbow type deal when you see those bikes, and when you see them up for sale, you're like, what's wrong? I'm building my bike to look like that. Why? What are you doing? Why are you doing this? You know, that's why it really irks me or upsets me when I see these overpriced project bikes being sold. It's like, on top of the price, it's just soul crushing to see that, and you just want to know why. What can I do to make it better? How can we make this project to just last a little bit longer, so we know that when I go spend the amount of money, it'll be worth it. That's my rant, my talk, and you know, something that I just wanted to get off my chest. Let you guys all know, and tell me what you think. Am I wrong? Probably not. This is my opinion. This is what I think. Do you think that people have the right to sell their project bikes? Of course. You'll have the right to sell whatever the hell you want. Do you feel the same way? Same opinion on this? I would greatly appreciate if you could hit the subscribe button, tap that like, press the notification, leave a comment below, and tell me what you think. And for those that have already subscribed, thank you. As always, stay free. I'll catch you guys later. Peace.